Thank you for joining me today on part 2 of my 2-part series with Marcia Vogl. We're going to continue talking about forgiveness. Have you ever had that situation where you possibly had an argument or something led to the point where you no longer wanted to communicate with your friend, a sibling, or maybe even a parent? In this conversation, Marcia Vogl is going to let us know how to let go of that and how to forgive. We just finished up talking a little bit about restitution. That all equals up to one thing: forgiveness.
Absolutely.
And it really sounds like it starts with you, me, not the other person. So people have to understand, stop pointing the finger, and you yourself learn to forgive.
Yeah.
So I really want to touch on the parent thing, forgiving your parents, especially those folks out there who may have had arguments, one parent or the other, and then one passes away. How does somebody live with that, or how do they forgive? And what's the process on that?
Yes, sure. Because the difficulty is with you, the living person. Not with the person who has already died. So just as we talked before, you said, well, it's you. You're the one who has to forgive, even when they're the ones who are living. All right. So even if a parent has died, we're still carrying the hook. Okay. So dad has died, and here I am carrying the hook. And so the story I was going to tell you about the woman who said to me, it's just not right. I know. So we did the same thing. I said, give me the whole list about, what you feel, how your father hurt you. And then what's the whole list about how you feel about all of those things. And we did the same prayer, exact same prayer, but put in her stuff. I forgive my father for being away so much, for not coming to my school program, for whatever it was, her whole big list. And then he owes me nothing. No restitution, no apology, no reasons, no explanations, and no excuses. And I release him 100%. And I repent of holding grudges against him, for wishing that he were better, and on and on and on. And I repent for holding that in my heart against him. So once we did the repent and the forgive, you see, we took away, done. Forgave and repent. We're done. There's nothing there. So what was a wonderful thing is, I told you we're going to live supernaturally, right? So weeks later, about a month later, she got a letter for jury duty. So as a dutiful citizen, she went to jury duty. And while she is sitting in the courtroom waiting to see if they want her on the jury, the judge who is presiding looks like her father. And she said, I looked at him, and she said, in the past, I would have felt, all these hurts. And she said, it was so different. She said, I looked at him, and he looked gentle, and he looked kindly. And I just had this nice, warm feeling about this person who looked like my father. And so I told her, I said, that was God telling you all is well, that you have let go, that the hook between you and your father is done. No more.
Wow.
And you're released.
All this information seems like it's a logical path, it's logical thinking, but so few people understand it and do it. So I want to know, and I'm sure the listeners do, where can they go to get your book?
Amazon, Christian bookstores, Barnes & Noble. If it's not on the shelf, then ask for it. So the path forward and Dancing with God. See, Dancing with God is like the sequel to the path forward.
Okay.
I mean, Dancing with God will help you even if you didn't read the path forward. They can go to my website. It's Marcia Chang Vogl, MarciaChang Vogl, no A, Vogl.com. And that's my website. And they can find out about my books, but they can also find out about me, my ministry. I do several things. One, I do mentoring classes every week, Tuesday nights. We were in person until COVID hit, and then we're on Skype. Now we're moving back into in person, but it's still on Skype. So once a week, I have mentoring classes. Once a month, I have what I call Mary and Martha suppers. And this is for women, and we get together, and I minister to women because women have special needs and special issues. And the other thing that I do is I do private prayer sessions. And so sometimes people are tied up, like the stories that I told you about. Those are from private prayer sessions where people just need the one-to-one direction and help. And I will pray with them. They're like pastoral counseling sessions. And so
And
that's what I do.
prayer really helps.
More than helps.
Right?
It's the key.
It's okay. It's the key. So you guys heard it. I mean,
key.
is the key.
But you know,
Like I said,
not only prayer, but you have to know how to pray. I mean, you know, some people say, "Oh, I just pray to God," and I ask them, I say, "Well, what do you pray? What? I mean, are you asking Him for a pink Cadillac? What?"
Yeah, I was going to say, I've tried praying, and I said, please, I'm praying that I'm going to win that lottery ticket. But I guess that is the wrong prayer. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, and so that's what I teach in my classes, my mentoring classes. When people say, "Well, I pray," I said, "Okay, let's see how you pray and what you pray, and if things aren't coming out."
This has been really, really good. Aside from the point and parts where on my end we had the technical difficulties, is there anything else that you want to add? I think you've given a wealth of information. I mean, good information, and I know now it's about me.
And you have to know what to do. I can't just sit around and say, "Oh, I don't know what to do." So here we go.
Yeah, here we go. I love it.
I would add something else.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, you know, we talked about how the law of restitution, God set that up, no matter what you think. All right. There's another one in the 10 Commandments that says, "Honor your father and your mother so that your days will be long and all will go well with you." It didn't say when you honor your father and mother, it's going to make them better. It's going to make you better. Like you said, it starts with me. Okay. So when you forgive your parents, you are honoring them. That's a way of honoring them. If you hang on to grudges and angers and resentments, you are not honoring them. And that's why things don't go well with you. It's like defying gravity, you know. And so God's law is going to work whether or not you want to believe it. It's going to work. So this is why, and it didn't say honor your father and your mother when they're living. It says honor your father and your mother, because your father and your mother are going to be your father and mother forever. Right? You can't change that.
Right. No, and in heaven and on
Anytime,
earth.
whether they're alive, dying, or dead, they're still your father and mother. So, you know, the law says honor your father and mother anytime. And my advice is the faster you do it, the better for you, because all will go well with you. So that's a major law to remember about forgiving your father and mother, because you're going to honor them. When you honor them, it's for your benefit.
Thank you for listening to this two-part series with Marcia Vogl on the law of restitution and forgiveness. Please remember to like and comment wherever you listen to podcasts. And please return again for another exciting podcast interview.